Hi there, Leo. Happy New Year. This is Afefe with Touch by Tarot. I am here to do a mid-month January zodiac reading for you. I have had so many requests during 2022 to start doing more individual zodiac tapings. So I am going to do that. I'm implementing that in 2023. Still going to do my collective readings, my new and full moon pick a card readings as well. But we're going to add these individual readings to the mix, and I hope you really enjoy. Let me know what you think. If you're new to my channel and you like what you hear, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. And so let's go in. I am going to do one of my most requested readings, which is called the H.E.L.P reading. It stands for health, energy, love, and prosperity, right? Those areas of life that we often want to check in with spirit. So that's going to be our reading for today, mid-January through the end of January. H.E.L.P, health, energy, love, and prosperity for Leo. I got this cool little astrology deck, and I wanted to share with you what it says about your sign. It's literally called astrology deck, right? So it says here, which is kind of cool. It says Leo is represented by the lion, this we know, and you can hear them roar as they enter every room with gusto, right? What would we do without your energy? They are the shining stars of the zodiac, ready to take on the world in style. If you want some advice on coordinating your outfit, consult a Leo. Fierce Leo is one of the most loyal signs, but do not cross these fiery lions. They will let you know who's boss in a quick second. Clear on what they want, Leos have zero fear of going for what they set their sights on. Well, okay to that, Leo. All right, loving it, loving it, loving it. Ruled by the sun as well. And where would we be without the sun? All right, Leo. So we're going to go in. And the first letter of help, of course, is H, and that is in the area of health. Keeping in mind, this could be financial health, spiritual health, mental health, your physical health, all those areas of wellness. So, Spirit, for the remainder of January, from the middle to the end of January, what does Leo need to be aware of in the area of health? What do you have to say to Leo in the area of health? Okay. In the area of health. Charity. That's an interesting card. And restlessness. Ooh. You know what? You in the area of health, and again, I think this for you all, it is speaking more to your spiritual health and your mental health and how those two work together, because we have here this sense of restlessness that I think many of you Leos may be feeling at this time in January. And it could be that you've got so much potential, you've got so many ideas that you're thinking about that are kind of running through your mind about what you want this year to look like, what it is that you're willing to do, because you are a fire sign. So you don't mind, getting in there, rolling up your sleeves and doing the work that's necessary. But there's a restlessness, and the restlessness has to do with what it is that you want to give. I wonder if some of you are not, I'm going to pull some tarot to get some clarity, more clarity around this. But I wonder, Leos, if some of you are not entering this year with a sense of wanting to do more, wanting to give more, wanting to be involved and connected somehow. Either if you're working, being more, having deeper relationships with the people around you, because you do have so much to give. And there's this restlessness because while there's all of this potential, you haven't found the plug yet. There's this sense of where do my energies really belong? Where does my focus really belong? There's kind of this sense of being in limbo. And because it's coming, notice that one at the top there, that refers to the first house, the house of the self, your identity, your sense of purpose, your sense of who you are. So some of this has to do with not just what you want to do, but it feeds into, Leo, your pride, right? Leo the lion, the proud one. It has to do with your pride in being able to identify what purpose you're serving, how you want to go about it, and what good it is that you can do in the world. And this could even be for your family. I'm saying the world, but it could even be in a more immediate need. How you are functioning within your family unit, how you are, how your home, what's being reflected in your home. But there's something in you that's stirring around that. Let's see. Okay. Your card comes up, which is strength. Strength having to do with, it's a major arcana card, and it has to do with someone, the inner strength, your inner fortitude, your ability to go after what you want. And it's not strength that you exert. It's not, muscling your way through a situation. It's more that resolve, that inner strength, that spiritual strength. So again, I think this part of your reading is speaking more to your spiritual health and how your mental health affects your spiritual health, because we have here two challenging swords cards. It is the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. Leo, I think at this time in January, it's not that you necessarily regret something, but that restlessness is you are thinking through different scenarios and different angles about how you want to approach a situation and how you want to approach your life in general. Because remember, we had that first house. This is about who you are. You are spending some time really getting focused on who you are and what it is that you want to achieve and how you are seen in the world. That charity being what you are capable of giving in the world. And there's something in you that's being challenged about how to identify that, how to align with that so that things begin to click. Maybe you've encountered some obstacles. Maybe you've tried something and it didn't work. You tried something else, it didn't work. And so it's about what are those obstacles that you are encountering, Leo. Your key from Spirit is saying, remember who you are because of that strength card. This deck gives it an 11. Typically, it is an 8. So we won't argue about that number, but the meaning is there. It is about your courage, and it is about your self-control. I think what Spirit is saying here in the area of health, you all, in terms of Leo, for your spiritual strength, this is definitely your spiritual health. This is definitely what the area that Spirit is speaking to here. You need a pick-me-up, basically. Bottom line, you need a pick-me-up. And the pick-me-up is not going to come from you doing any particular thing. I think your pick-me-up is going to come from you getting back in touch with who you really are and start from that foundation. Because sometimes we tend to look at the things that we do, the things that we are seen as, the things that we accomplish. Those things then feed our sense of self. And I think what Spirit is saying is, let's approach that from the opposite angle. Your sense of self is what's going to feed those other things and straighten out some of those thoughts. All right, Leo? Let me know. Let me know what you thought about that. But that is an area of challenge for you right now. But what they're saying is it doesn't need to be, because you have, being the Leo that you are, being the lion that you are, being courageous. Courage is your strong suit. So you have the courage and the fortitude to get through this period of time. I think your thoughts have been running away with you. And so it's about reining those in and remembering who you are. All right? So now that leads us perfectly to the E in help, which is energy. From the middle to the end of January, Spirit, what does Leo need to know about energy? Energy can be your energy, your personal energy, as well as the energy around you, your environment, those who are closest to you, to whom you have exposure. A review in retrograde. We are still till a little bit later in the month. I'm taping this actually on the 11th. I think Mercury goes direct around the 18th or 19th or so later on in the month, but we are still in a retrograde period, and some other planets are in retrograde that are going to start to go forward. So that could also be something that you've been feeling in particular, Leo. There are, astrologically, there have been some planets that are in retrograde, meaning they're moving backward instead of forward. There's this pause to review. There's things that have had to be reviewed areas of life that have gone under review, and so things haven't been moving forward, things haven't been active, and perhaps progress has slowed down. And it came with Pisces, which is feeling sensitive, being in tune with your vision, your dreams, your aspirations, and a greater vision. And those two together is a very clear message for you. I think what Spirit is saying is, take some time to go back over what it is that you really desire and what you feel sensitive to. See all these flowers blossoming in there. It's about what it is that you really want to grow. Going back to that charity card that we got for you, what it is that you are capable of giving. And there's a part of you that knows that you have not had an opportunity to fully express that yet, and it's making you restless. Like, you want to do it. You've got this drive, you've got this stamina, you've got this creativity, you've got this life-giving essence, ruled by the sun, that Leo just naturally brings into a room. So there's some talent within you all. Wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you have some artistic talent because of this Pisces that we're getting, which can indicate sort of being able to imagine, being able to envision, being able to grow things, take something from an idea into being, into making it material. But there's some form of review that you still have to undergo in order to get that. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, got it. So there's something that you still have to learn, Leo, right? Because that Eight of Pentacles is about, see the artist there creating those pieces. It's about mastering your craft, right? It's about understanding that and look at this again, your reputation, which ties very much into your earlier card about the self, your identity, that card that we got in your first house, right? Leo, energetically, it is not so much about your environment, but it is about your mission. Right now for you, middle to the end of January, everything is about you assessing what your purpose and your mission in life is. And it's requiring, in some real ways, it's requiring you to figure out how you want to imagine what it is that you want to create. So in practical terms, perhaps you have a gift with home decor, because we were talking about that fashion sense, right? Maybe you have a gift with home decor, and maybe you can offer your services to a friend in need, whether it's in a professional capacity or just giving of yourself, your identity. Maybe a friend in need needs to spruce up their environment a little bit, and maybe you can offer your services to do that, or in friendship, doing that. Just a small, where something that you've mastered in your reputation for being able to do something really well, that you can put that reputation to use, because that's that source of restlessness that we saw before. You've got so much ability and a capacity to do things, but there's just something, I think it may be this retrograde period, there's something that has been holding you back, and it's causing you to feel really restless. But also know this, all these retrograded planets are getting ready to go direct by the end of January. So keeping in mind, this reading is from mid-January to the end of January, Leo. You're gonna have a lot of things start to click for you and move forward for you. The key for you is to have that courage and that stamina to keep for yourself the identity around, here's who I am and here's what I am capable of. But then it's some practical ways, that 8 that we just saw, that mastery. Now here's some practical ways for me to put it to use. All right? Love. Let's see how love shows up for you, Leo, for the middle to the end of January. We have face your adversities. We were just talking about that, all right? So this is about loving what you do. Love in your life right now, Leo. I feel like it could be romantic. We're never going to count that out, and we always want that. That's very good for us. But I think for you right now, it is about feeling loved, because that recognition that you get when you know that you've shown up in the world, that you've accomplished a goal, that you did something you set out to do, and somebody said, good job, that you're recognized for your efforts, then that is it. You have to face your adversities. You have to look head on at, okay, if I know that I could do more to achieve this goal, let me own up to that. and then line up what it is next that I need to do, right? Very practical stuff, because it also says accept what is dying. And that sounds a little drastic, but I think what it's speaking to is the truth of knowing, if some of you have been holding on to an outdated notion of what you have, what you thought life was going to be like, what you assumed you were going to, be doing at this point in your life, right? It's about letting that go, because we have all gone through. Last year 2022 brought some crazy eclipses, the pandemic, all sorts of things have happened, Leo, that all of us in various ways have had to reconfigure our lives. And I think what Spirit is saying is just accept that, because of your loyalty as well and your fierceness, Leo. And Leo is a fixed sign, so change can be a little rough sometimes. You don't necessarily like it. You like things, you like things to be the way you see them, the way you envision them, being able to operate in a certain manner. And there's some things that you're having to adapt to, and that's your adversity, is that if it's not going the way you thought, then it sets up a conflict. And what Spirit wants you to know is that there is no conflict. Accept that what is dying, meaning accept what is being released, what needs to be released, because in love, it will help you be able to do what you love and show up in having more love in your life. All right? That's very powerful. I hope you heard that. I hope that makes sense to you and it clicks, because you're on the precipice of something, but it's like you just have to release, because again, that's tough for Leo. You are a fixed sign. You are a fixed sign for a reason. There's a benefit to that. You don't give up easily. You are the lion. You are courageous. You will stand for what you believe in. At the same time, we're living in a very changing world. Our dynamics change, our relationships change. And that's what I think Spirit is speaking to with you, Leo, is that as you accept that, then some of that restlessness that you were feeling or have been feeling, and wanting to do more and wanting to see more of what you know you're capable of show up, that's what will come from you. All right? Now we're at the P in H.E.L.P, prosperity. I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. Isn't that what we were just talking about in so many words? All right? Fear and love cannot operate in that same space. So, Leo, it is you are going through perhaps part of this change, and what is dying. What is dying is the fear. And it's a habit of fear. Notice the wording of that, the habit of fear. Because perhaps you have learned on some level to anticipate what could go wrong, or what, resigning yourself, well, there's only so much that I can do, or certain things are just beyond my control, right? And Spirit is saying that too can come from a place of fear. But embrace the habit of love. Embrace the habit of love. Love is your prosperity. Love is your health. Love is your strength. Love is the sun. Love is your nature. Love is fuel in your tank. When I surrender my will to the care of Spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. That's your prosperity. Your being is your prosperity, Leo. When your being aligns with the universe, when you're out there shining and showing up as that Leo that you can, that magical Leo, the money, the health, the love, the people, those things line up for you. But so much for you depends on what you are emanating, the vibe that you are giving off, okay? And that's what's happening here. Spirit wants you, when I surrender my will to the care of Spirit and the universe, I attune my energy to the stream of well-being, your prosperity, your love, your energy, your health. That's all of your well-being, but it is about attuning to the universe. I think perhaps you've been relying on your own fortitude and courage and strength and ideas and your talents to get you from point A to point B. And Spirit is saying at this point, to the extent that there's been a pause in that, or it's making you feel restless because your plan hasn't worked, turn to them. All right? All right. Hope that pings. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you for another reading at the beginning of February, Leo. Take good care. Bye.